Good morning, everyone. It's Rose Coleman coming to you live from a craft room here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It's Friday and Friday before a long weekend. If you are in Canada, it is our Thanksgiving long weekend this weekend. Oops, my camera mount is going a little wonky. Just bear with me while I raise this up a little bit. Okay, so yeah, it's a long weekend here. Yay! We have Monday is Thanksgiving in Canada. We'll be celebrating on Sunday. I love turkey dinner. Turkey dinner is my favorite with the cranberries. Got everything organized. I'm excited to spend time with family this weekend and just chill, right? Just chill. It's been a busy, busy week, and I'm excited for some downtime this weekend. What are you guys doing this weekend? Do you have stamping on your agenda? I hope you guys get some time to pull out your stamps, ink, and paper to make a card, send a card. And I want to mention I have a retreat coming up. If you live in the Calgary area, I am super excited, you guys. The weekend of November 5th, 6th is my retreat weekend, and we are having it at our local hotel, and we have a huge room. You come and you have your own 6-foot table, and I'm going to be bringing my current stamp sets, my punches, dies, embossing folders, everything. And they are I'll put them on the sides of the rooms, just like the way I used to do my retreats before the pandemic. I'm super, super excited, you guys. There's a pillow gift, lots of pillow gifts, a goodie bag with Stampin' Up! Product in it. Yes, me too. I am so excited about the retreat. So if you live in Calgary area and you can make it, I have a lady coming from Rocky Mountain House. So you can drive down and stay at the hotel. We get a blocked room rate. So it's a super fun day. It's an 11-hour drive. Yeah, I get that. Some people are coming in on Friday. It starts 9 o'clock Saturday morning, and we're going to go right until 5 o'clock on Sunday. That is the weekend of November 5th, 6th. I cannot wait. I'm super excited. If you're interested, please reach out. I'd love to send you all the information if you can go. The goodie bag will include Stampin' Up! Product, and of course, I'm going to be designing projects, so I will be doing a retreat in the box for all of my out-of-town people that can't make it to the retreat. You can still get all of the projects and the PDFs and all the ideas. Good morning, Joy. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Donna. Thank you all for joining. Yes, Karen, someday, yes. Okay, so I am going to be doing a fun fold today, and I'm going to end off the week with Scary Cute because I've been playing with it all week, and I am in love with this little stamp set and the matching dies that go with it. It is available in the online store. I mentioned the other day that I do like to check, unless it went out of stock overnight. I do like to check and make sure. I don't want to demonstrate something and be like, oh, sorry, you can't get it. And this is a timely one because you want to be able to order it, and you can order it now, and you can get these products in your hand so that you can get all of your cute Halloween stuff ready. Treats, cards, whatever you do for Halloween, right? This is a great little stamp set, and the dies are knocking it out of the park. They totally are. They are super amazing. The retreat to go. Okay, yes, absolutely, Karen. I will definitely keep you in the loop. All of my email subscribers, if you're not on my email list, please let me know if you want to be on my email list. You can private message me if you don't want to post your email address below, and I will let you know about that. And I am super excited. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to flip the camera, and I'm going to share this fun Fold Friday card with you all. Thank you for sharing my video, Michelin. I think I said your name right. If I didn't, you can correct me. All right, so let's get started. I think I got everything out on my desk that I need today. And as always, these instructions will be over on my blog. Retreat to go. Yes, absolutely. I will get that information to you guys because I don't want you to miss out on anything. Even if you can't physically come to my retreat, you can still enjoy the projects and all the fun craftiness and the pillow gifts, right? If you are in Canada, of course, you guys know I mentioned this. I can only sell to Canadians, but I am getting things organized on my blog to be able to sell tutorials in the new year. This is coming in the new year. Actually, that's not true. I did get some emails, and reach out to me, Micheline. Ah, okay. Thank you for doing that. Okay, Micheline. Micheline. Okay, I just want to be able to pronounce it properly. In the new year, I am going to be doing things on my blog where you can purchase all of my out-of-town people that join me, out of the country people, to be able to purchase my tutorials and my classes, my online classes, those types of things. But if you want something that I've done recently, please reach out to me privately and I can let you know that information right now until I get something organized where you can click a button on my blog. So I'm going to be looking at getting into that. I'm super excited, you guys. So many good things coming up. Hi, Jen. Thank you for joining me. So good to have you all with me. Okay, let's flip the camera and let me know if you live in the local Calgary area and you want to come to that retreat. Let me know if you're interested because time is ticking and soon the registration is going to close. So it's the weekend of November 5th, 6th at the Best Western Premier here in Calgary over by the airport, and it's going to be a fun weekend. All right, here we go. We're going to flip now. Okay, so there we go. We're going to just turn my camera. Let's get this all lined up here. There's my work surface. Okay, bear with me. Hello, Kathleen from Florida. Woo! Okay, let's slide over this way, up this way. Okay, I'll raise up a little tiny bit more. At the top of my screen, you can see that host code. If you like this bundle and you would like to purchase it, please go to my online store at rosecoleman.com. You can find all the links to order. And then when you put this host code in, you are going to get a gift. I'm still giving out free cards, you guys. I have packages ready to go in the mail to all the people. I'm extending this because it was such a great promotion last month. You're going to get 4 handmade cards in the mail from me. Anywhere across Canada when you choose me as your demonstrator and you put in a minimum $50 order. With this host code, I'm going to send you the cards. Unless you have ordered and also actually in addition to don't forget about my promotion for the Hurricane Fiona victims. I am definitely so appreciative of you guys supporting my fundraiser. It ends tomorrow, okay, midnight on Saturday. So when you purchase that kit, I'm going to be donating $20 to that amazing worthwhile cause. Okay, let's see. I think I've got all the housekeeping stuff out of the way. Let's get started on this fun card. So we're using Scary Cute. I've been using this one all week. If you've missed my videos, you can check out the video section here on my Facebook page and you can see all the past videos. If you've missed them, the replays are there. If you're having trouble watching the replay with the volume and stuff like that and things go wonky, it is a Facebook issue, guys. I'm really, really sorry. I advise you to log out and come back if you're watching the replay. Usually that resets it and then it'll be fine. But if you're watching the live, I hardly ever get comments on the live people watching that there's volume issues, but sometimes there's a little bit of volume if I move around my room to reach something, but I try to keep it as consistent as possible for you guys. So this is the stamp set we're using, and I'm using these amazing Scary Silhouette dies. I love these. I've fallen in love with them this week. This one here is what I've cut out of Basic White, and we're going to use that first. We're going to start off there. So we're going to do some coloring here. I've got my a little scrap piece. It's a Stampin' Pierce mat with a little bit of grid paper attached to it. So we're going to do some sponging on here. So I've got my sponge here. I'm going to do a little bit of, let's start off with the lightest color first. We're going to do Crush Curry. And I'm going to bring in a block and just press that into my Crush Curry ink. Pick up a little bit of that light color and touch it onto my scrap. And we're going to come in here and add a little bit of color to, whoops. Oh, okay. I think that might be covered up though. See that? I think I must have had something wet on my brush. This is true life crafting right here, you guys. So I don't really like that. I'm going to be putting a frame over it. Let's see if it's going to cover it. Oh, it's going to cover it just, okay, we're going to get away with it. We're going to get away with it so you guys don't have to watch me cut another frame. Okay, real life crafting. Hi, Kathy Clark. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so I've just added a little bit of crushed curry. Now I'm going to come in with pumpkin pie. I'm going to use the same block, right? Flip it over and you use the different side just to save time. Okay, so I've got a little bit of pumpkin pie on there, and let's make sure there's nothing on my hands. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add a little bit of pumpkin pie to the edges here, just to add just a bit more of that orangey color. There we go, just along the edges. And then I'm going to switch colors. I'm going to bring in my Old Olive ink pad. Reaching for my green brush, my blending brush. I'm going to open up my ink pad and grab another block. And we're going to do a little bit of brushing. Okay, so I'm picking up my green, touching it onto my scrap to get that stark bit of ink off, and just going to go from the bottom here. And I'm just going to add a little soft Old Olive on the bottom. Just like that. And I'm deliberately not going into the center. I kind of want to have a little bit of a highlight in the center, just a little bit of the white showing through. Okay, so there we go. We're done with that. Now let's build this. We can just put this on here. See how I did that? It's just to make a little bit of a glowy background. So I'm going to glue that on, and then we're going to get started on the structure of this fun fold card. Okay, so we're going to just add our glue to the edges here. Just finish off this piece while I've got it out. Now this is, to get this frame, you use both dies. If you've missed any of my videos this week, I did showcase this one. I can't remember what day. I think it was Wednesday. So here are the dies, and to get that frame, you're going to use both of these dies together. Okay, so you put your this frame down, and then you can put this one on top, and you can just line it up so you've got like an even border. And then I just use a little tiny bit of washi tape to hold those two frames together as you run it through your machine. Okay, so that's how I got the frame. And then I just use the single one to get the white background. All right, so let's put this aside, and we're going to bring in the pieces for our card. So the pieces for our card that we need are Rich Razzleberry and Basic White. Now these measure the same measurement. They are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So they're 1/4 of a sheet of cardstock. Okay, so they're both the same. We also need a piece of Basic White that measures 3 inches by 4 3/4. This is the basic structure of my card, other than the pieces scrap pieces that I used for this. So first thing we're going to do is work with the Rich Razzleberry, which is the front of my card. And I'm going to do some random stamping on here. So I'm going to put this on my scrap paper. I'm going to bring in the bats from that set. And we're going to just do some random stamping of bats on the background. So black memento, and we're going to stamp bats all over the place here. Do your stamping before. We're going to be doing some cutting and scoring on this piece. So I want to do my bats first, just so that it's hard to it's hard to stamp on a piece after it's been scored and cut, because you won't get the bats they won't look as good. That'll make sense once I'm done the card. So I'm just random stamping all my bats all over the place. I'm basically creating my own DSP by stamping the background. All right, so now we're going to bring in the paper trimmer. Okay, so you need a paper trimmer to do this fun fold. And what I've done with my paper trimmer, hi Shirley, thank you for joining me. I'm going to show you what I've done. This arm on the paper trimmer comes off, okay? So you can, oh, my desk looks clean. Oh, you know what, Angela? The part that you're seeing looks clean. Let me be honest. The rest of it is a disaster, I promise you. This part comes off. Right? So this comes off, and there's these two little prongs here, and on the top and bottom there's the hole, right? So it's got a little bit of flexion to it, so you can actually pop it on and off. And this is great if you get glue. If you get glue on here. Oh, request to join. I think that's if I was having a special guest join me. Then if you if I said yes, then your screen would pop up and you would actually join me. So that would be interesting, right? I think that's what that means. So you can just, I'm not sure. I get those little things pop up on my screen too. And Facebook is always changing. So just don't worry about it, you guys. Okay, so back to my arm. So we've got our dark gray cutting blade. We've got our light gray score blade. And what I've done on the back, I've just added a skinny little piece of white cardstock. And the reason I've done that is so that I can read the measurements here, right? Because it's just really hard to see because it's clear and my eyes are getting old. So I'm going to pop this back into place here, but I just want to show you that little tip. And I'm going to take that off after, maybe. I just want to do it for this card. I need to be able to see these increments really clear. Yep, the arm comes off, Betty. Yep, absolutely. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to take that rich raspberry piece. I'm going to put it into my paper trimmer. I'm lining up the left edge with the, let me just grab my notes here, the 3.5 inch mark. So line up the left edge of your cardstock with the 3.5 inch mark, and that's the position. So the vertical, like put it in vertically, lining up the edge with the 3.5 inch mark. Now we're going to close our paper trimmer. I'm going to move the score blade out of the way. I'm going to pierce the cardstock at the 3/4 inch. Yeah, 3/4 of an inch. So up here, you just come up here, and I'm going to hold this close to the camera again, because I want to show you some little details about the blade in case you didn't realize this. So our cutting blade has these little marks here. Okay, I'm holding it really, really close, and I apologize if I'm making you dizzy, but I want to show you. The cutting blade has these little cut marks, these little lines. That means that is where the blade is. And this little center triangle right here, that's where the blade is positioned. So I'm lining this line up with my 3/4 inch mark right here. See that? That's where I want to start. And when I push down with my finger, I'm piercing the cardstock, okay? And I can actually feel it. You'll feel a little bit of resistance. Now I'm going to pull this blade back to the 4 3/4 inch mark right here. So there's my 5 inches. I'm coming back to 4 3/4, okay? Let's see, 4 3/4, and then I'm going to lift. And you can see how I've got that track now. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to line up over here at the 3.5 inch mark. Well, I can flip it either which way you can flip it. So let's flip it from the back side, and I'll show you how this works. So we're going to go I like to move my blade into position and then lower it down, then pierce the cardstock. Pull it back to the 4 3/4 inch mark. Okay, so now I've got these two tracks here. Then all I need to do, so this is the top of my card, this is the bottom. So I need to cut from this corner to that corner. So I'm going to put this in. I'm going to line it up at 3 1/4 inch mark again. And now I honestly don't like using measurements, so I'm going to use that tip that I just shared with you about the lines on my cutter, and I'm going to use that to go from one to the other. So I'm lining this up like this, right? So that is right in line with this. And then I'm going to pull it back until it's in line with the other line. This is how I work, Betty. I just like to share with you the tips, because if you can make it easier for someone, then why not, right? And then that way you guys can get to the fun part, the stamping part. So there you see, we've cut that free now, okay? So now I've got this. This is the top of my card. This is the bottom, and we're going to do some scoring in here. I didn't tell you the name of this card. It's called the Pop-Up Slider card. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, so this open end, put this into the trimmer on the left, and we're going to put that in at, we're going to do 3 score lines on this inside part, okay? So we're going to line up the edge with the 1 1/4 inch mark, close it. Okay, I'm going to push my cutting blade out of the way because I don't want to cut. I want to score now. So I'm going to score at 1 1/4, just the inside line. I'm going to slide my cardstock over to 3 inches, and I'm going to do just the inside part. And then I'm going to push my cardstock over to 4 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to score. And I went slow. I tried to explain it just so that, you know, once you get this, it's super easy, you guys. So I've got 3 score marks, right? So we're going to go, this is the mountain in the middle. Just do your mountain first. Then we're going to do a valley here in the front. And then we're going to do a valley here at the back. Okay? This is the slider part of my card when I put it together. All right, we're done with the trimmer. I'm going to move that out of the way. We need to have a little bit of a little something up here so that the person who receives this card knows that they have to pull, okay? And as I mentioned the other day, we don't sell circle punches anymore, small circle punches. I know, and a lot of us have them. I have my beloved circle punches. I will never get rid of them. But on my videos, I like to show you things that you can actually purchase. If you're a new stamper, you can grab this one. The Jen, oh yes, Jen, the paper trimmer is the best. I love it. This punch is in the mini catalog. It's called the Handmade Tag, and it is so amazing. Here you can see from the back. This is the shape of it, and I love that I can open it up. I can slide the top of my card into the punch, okay? And I'm going to be able to get that little notch there that the person will know, oh, I have to put my thumb there and I have to pull this card. So I'm just lining up the edge of my punch with the edge of these lines and lining it up as center as best as I can. And I'm just going to punch. Now you could use, if I hold it close, you can see there's like little shoulders. You could do that. I'm actually going to do that because that kind of looks I think that looks kind of cute. So let's do the little shoulders. Okay. So there's the little mark that we've got. Isn't that fun? I love it. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is flip this over. We're going to put tear tape on this little panel right here. Now let me grab my tear tape and we're going to just put that only on this strip. Okay. Just like that. And you can burnish that now and peel it off. And actually, okay, we can do this after. Okay, so now we've got our glue on the bottom. How often? Oh, Michelle, that's a really tricky question because it depends on how often you use your blade, what kind of cardstock you're cutting, if you cut more than one piece at a time, the thickness, that sort of thing. So it's really a personal preference. Yeah, if your cardstock white is the one that tells me that I have to change my blade. If I'm getting little fuzzies on the edges of my white, then I know I have to change my blade. Okay, so with this piece now, with the glue exposed at the bottom, I'm going to take my white piece and I'm going to center this at the top here, just like this. And actually, before I do that, one step I didn't do. Oh, but I can do it after. Okay. I needed to put the punch in the back part as well so that the punch is all the way through. But let's just go ahead and do this because I've got my glue exposed. So I'm just lining this up. I'm centering it at the top. And then I'm going, when I'm happy with how it's centered, I'm going to press it down. Okay. So now it's attached to that bottom piece. Okay. So this is the structure of the card. Now, remember I was just saying how I wanted to punch. You need to put what am I trying to say? I would need to put the hole in the back too, because if I put this on here and I don't punch the hole in the background, there won't be a spot for your finger to go through. So before you put the glue on, I was a little ahead of the game, do that. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball it. I'm coming in here and I'm just going to put my circle punch or my handmade tag punch at the top like that. So then when I glue this together, it's got the opening at the back and the front, okay? And then I will be able to pull. Okay, I made that more complicated, that part. Just do your circle punches together and then you'll be good. Okay, so this part now, you can pull it and you can see this is the structure of the fun fold. So when I flip this over, I'm going to put glue on the outside edges of my rich razzleberry. So you can do, Kathleen says 6 months or longer. There you go. Yep. So a long time. They're really good blades. You can do tear tape on the edges. I love my liquid glue and I'm going to just come in here and I'm just going to do a string of glue, a line of glue along the edges here, like so. You want to stay away from that center panel because that's your movement part. You don't want to put anything on top of that. And then I'm just going to come in here with my white piece and I'm going to just cover up this piece, just like that. And then you can just hold it, make sure it's glued, and then you can see how this mechanism is going to work. Super easy, right? Super easy. Okay, so there is the front structure of the card, the slider part, and the top part up here. We might as well do this now. We're going to pull this out. I'm going to bring in a circle punch, a handheld punch. If you have a crocodile or you have an old, you know, any kind of small circle punch, you could pierce a hole. I'm just using a standard punch. Hole punch, right? Everybody has one of those, like an office punch. And I'm going to, so let's slide that back in, make sure. Yeah, it's in position. So I'm going to bring in a little bit of ribbon. Let's attach our ribbon here. I am using, where did I put my ribbon? Here it is. The Old Olive and Sahara, let me bring the packaging in. So I'm using the Old Olive and Sahara Sand Twill Ribbon Combo Pack from the annual catalog, okay? So you get both colors, and I love the Old Olive. It's just perfect for fall. So I'm going to cut a piece about 4 inches. It just kind of, I didn't measure it, but that's okay. And we're going to put it together like this. And we're going to come in from the back. So we'll pull out this mechanism and we'll come in from the back with both pieces. And we're going to just loop that around and pick up the 2 front pieces. And then you can pull together like that. Okay, so there's our little tag, our tab for pulling. All right, we're doing this card in different stages today, but we're going to end up in the right spot, I promise. Okay, so this part here is going to be my focal point. So because it's going to move and it's going to pop up, I only want to put glue on this bottom piece, okay? So this little rectangle right down here is where I'm going to put my glue. So I'm just going to take this part and easy peasy add my multi-purpose glue to the bottom. I'm going to line that up right here like that. You can press that into place and make sure it's lined up good. And then, look at that. And from the side. Okay, so we've got that. And what else did I get? I have, of course, I had to use this die cut. I love the Scary Haunted House. That's going to go in the center. So we'll just add a little bit of glue to the Scary Haunted House. Scary cute, right? It's not gory scary, but scary enough. So that's going to go right here. Like, you know, Stampin' Up, they do such an amazing job, right? All of these dies, they coordinate so well and they go together so well like that. And then I also cut from the dies, I cut a little moon. And that liquid glue gives me a little bit of wiggle room here. I'm going to put my moon up here. And just like that. Just be careful you don't get glue on the back side because otherwise it'll be shut. You'll glue your card shut and that won't be any good. So that's going on there like that. Now, the other part of this card that I didn't explain is on the inside pieces, you now have opportunity to put more greetings and more stamping, right? You have this whole piece here and this piece. So I've got a greeting here for the front for when it's closed and the person pulls it out of the envelope. I have gone ahead and I stamped Boo, and I did some black heat embossing on the bats. So I'm going to use that on the top of my card up here. You could put it there or you could put it at the bottom. Let's see. I kind of like it up here. What do you guys think? Could put it right there. That would work too. Put it straight at the top. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to put it up at the top, I think. And then there's lots of room for it. I think that's the perfect spot for it. Okay, so we're going to stick this here. As you can tell, I haven't made this card before. I'm winging it today. I have done pop-up pull cards before, but oh my gosh, look at that. Boo! When you pull it up, right? Boo. Okay, so let's do some more stamping, right? So they've got this on the top. It's popped up. Let's bring in our greetings. So we can do, bringing in my stamp set here. Trick or treat, you're so sweet. Say boo and scary on. Love at first bite. That would be a fun one. And like all of these images, right? You can totally use these. I'm reading your comments here. Thank you guys. Okay, so let's do trick or treat, you're so sweet. Happy Halloween happiness. Let's stamp that one inside. Okay, so we're gonna do Halloween happiness. Maybe we can stamp Halloween happiness up here. No, let's stamp, I can't decide. I'm too indecisive today. I'm gonna use my old olive ink. Thank you, Kim. This is what it's like real life crafting, right? When you got all the choices and you got, oh man, I could do everything, right? So depending on how far up you want your recipient to slide their card, you've got more or less, you know. I'm going to do mine. I'm just going to move my haunted house to right there. And then I'm going to stamp my Halloween happiness right here. Like that. And then we've got some other little images. I haven't used this little guy yet, the one that's the little teeny guy. He is holding his little lantern, going trick-or-treating, probably running after the big kids. So we can stamp him. Let's stamp him up here. Like that. I'm having so much fun with this card. And don't forget, like, you got all these places to write your greetings too, right? Aw, thanks, guys. Thank you, Jen. Okay, so we're going to put this little guy right here with memento. There we go. And we can do love at first bite. That would go with the Frankenstein, I think. Or a vampire. Trick or treat, you're so sweet. Can do that one up there. Okay. Let's grab another coordinating color. How about we bring in pumpkin pie and stamp that one up here. Trick or treat, you're so sweet. Love it. All right. So you can see how you have lots of space to stamp and add more greetings. I got a little bit of extra ink there, but that's okay. All right. There we have it, you guys. It's called a pop and slide. So it pops up and it slides, and I just love this mechanism, how easy it is. I've done this one, I think it was a few months ago, but I'm like, oh gosh, that frame belongs on a pop-up card, right? Bats, yes, that's right, Cindy. We can totally stamp bats. Bats till the cows come home, right? Bats got to go everywhere. I have them on my background, but they would look really good. Let's add some bats here and here. And I think we need some up here. Maybe I can stamp some bats over my boo-boo. Yes. There we go. Okay, guys, the measurements of this card will be over on my blog. You can go and download it. Don't forget to do your fun background here with your sponging, your brushes. Blending brushes are definitely a must-have in your collection as well. So you can, you haven't seen this one, Gail? Okay, awesome. I'm happy that I showed you something new then. Thank you, Carol. I hope you have a great weekend too. Let me flip you around here. Happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian friends. I am so excited for turkey dinner on Sunday. I love turkey dinner. Anybody else? It's not my husband's favorite, but of course he'll have turkey dinner with me, and he'll even help me stuff the turkey and make the cranberry sauce and all of that. So I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving if you live in Canada. And to my US friends, yours is coming. So I hope I've inspired you with some of my fall projects. And Halloween is also coming. So go ahead and grab your Scary Cute stamp set and the matching dies. You need them. They are so stinking cute. And I can't wait to make more treat containers, cards, and scrapbook pages using this one. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your Friday, and I will see you on Monday morning at 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. Take care. Bye-bye.